1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We're here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show with your host, me, Juan D. Klauser, or John D. Klauser, whichever one you prefer. This is episode 299 of this great and wonderful podcast that I do by myself, in a room by myself, most likely just for myself. Yeah, we're here. We're doing it. Hope you're doing well. Swell. Salutations. Greetings. So, you might be like, John, your voice, what's wrong with it? It's like, I still, I have, from that sickness I had, I was coughing a lot, which I think, and then talking decent amount at work, I think it caused laryngitis. And so now I have laryngitis in my throat. And, yeah, so this is where we're at. And I have to do this podcast for 29 more minutes. And after that, I don't have to talk probably till Monday. It's going to be great. It's going to be a wonderful time. We're here. We're doing it. It's so funny because my voice was completely fine for the most part, but it is later in the night. Now it's, 15 minutes till 7 p.m. It's just one of those things, But yeah, like I said, hope you're doing well, doing swell. It is the week before Thanksgiving. It isn't that crazy. It's crazy how fast November went. Waking up when November ends, that's what I still say. But anyway, it is crazy how fast November came and went. Yeah, I hope you're doing. I hope you got your Christmas shopping done. Next week is Thanksgiving. Isn't that crazy? I hope you guys have fun doing that. It'll be a fun time. I'm probably just gonna do some fried chicken and some mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and call it a day. It's just what it is. Try to relax the throat. That'll be the biggest thing I'll try to do. It's just, I like it when my voice starts going down like this, when it starts doing this, because then I love it when I can do this real deep, dark baritone voice. This is one of my favorite voices. Like, so it's like, all right, Toots, all right, how you doing? Yep, we just, we living here. Yes, we moved here from, Black Hawk Street down to Cherry Blossom Hill. It was a good time. The thing is, I was living with my brother, and he was living with this girl, and the girl had this son from this thing that she had back when she was like 17, almost 18 years old. Had him then, and total asshole. What the hell happened was the fact that he was dating this girl. That girl was borrowing the truck. She drove the truck going. She said she didn't even have a job. But she still went and bought that weed. She went and bought it. And then after she bought it, what would she went and she totaled the truck. I couldn't deal with that anymore. I couldn't deal around that energy anymore. So I moved down to the hill. The hills. That's what we like to call it. There's absolutely no hills, but we still call it the hills. It's a good time. It's where all the single ladies live. It's just, oh man. Halfway through it, my voice started going back. I'm like, oh, I'm losing it. I'm like, I'm losing the baritone in the voice. I started going up too high. It has to go down. It's to stay down here. That's the problem. I have to stay down here. And the things, I wish I could control that. Like, I wish I could go deeper. Because I love that voice. I love that old smoker's cough voice lady, because you don't hear that much anymore. I grew up, man, what there was, it was so funny because my parents would like find some of the weirdest kind of like daycare things, like when I first moved to the States, and like those people would have like family members that would always smoke cigarettes out in the backyard, and they would always talk like that. And I think it's just old like Jewish ladies that smoked a lot of cigarettes. In my opinion, that was just always like, I'm like, I never felt like I was in danger or anything. It was anything like that. I never felt like I was going to get abused or sexually assaulted or anything like that. I never felt like that. But it was always funny because I would be, I would just be there like, what the fuck? Because like my parents were like, don't ever smoke cigarettes. Don't ever smoke cigarettes. Don't ever you do it. Don't you ever. Don't you, Juan, John, whichever one you prefer. Don't you ever smoke cigarettes. Don't you ever do it. Don't you ever. It'll fuck up your voice. It'll mess up your voice. My mom would never cuss, but that's what my mom would say. And so I was just like, okay, well, I'm like, okay, I just can't smoke cigarettes. So when I saw that, it was so crazy because there was one time when I spent the time where I have a white sister, and I spent the night over at her house, and like she had a bunch of friends over that was always all smoking cigarettes. One of them was named Mary. Her name was Mary. She had two boys. She was divorced, but she was dating this new guy with a mustache. And I swear to God. And she would always be smoking cigarettes. Well, every time I'd see her, she would always have a cigarette in her mouth. And I'd be like, hey, how are you doing? She'd say, I'm doing good. And she was a nurse. Could you believe that? She was a nurse, and she still smoked the cigs. She still smoked them. She still lit them. She still did it. And so, you know, I'm kerfluffed. I'm about to cough. Let me give you guys the situation. The Antarctic Treaty, it's neither in the Antarctic and it's neither a treaty. Discuss. Nothing's better. That's really where but like that's really where like I was able to hone in on getting that little voice. I love doing that. Oh, the Jewish smoker voice. I love doing this voice. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. From Mr. Doubtfire, the gay guy who had all the makeup and the masks. Because he always talked like this a little bit. He talked like this, and he was a little gay. He was just a little gay. You don't know if he was gay or if he was straight or he was like maybe he was bi. Who knew? Back then, there was none of this, them, they, there. We didn't know. We didn't do directions and multiplying each other. All we did was gay, not gay. Who knew? And so from that, and then the other, oh God, what was I just lost it. Because it was Mrs. Doubtfire, that guy. Because his facial hair, I always wish I could have facial hair like that. And then Coffee Talk, Mike Myers, who did Coffee Talk on Saturday Night Live, like 444 talk, call, we'll talk, nothing crazy. So it's just that East Coast like Jew is so hilarious to me. It's just so fucking funny. It's just hilarious. It's just like that, like you just gotta talk like that, and it's like the thing is like I grew up with ladies who talk like that, and I grew up around that kind of same fucking environment. So it's hilarious to me when I was like, oh am I not recording? It's just funny to me when I hear that voice, and so then when my voice gets like this, I can start doing it a lot better. It's just easier versus like I have to drop and get higher, like because like I have this Jew. I can't believe you're gonna do that. You gonna go? You called your son on his way to a funeral for mustard and mayo? Why would you do that? See, I have one that's like a little bit higher. You gotta do a little higher, you got a little, is this, you know? And it's so much, it's such great humor. I love it. And I just love doing that voice because it's so much easier for me to do it with all this stuff. And I don't know, halfway through, like, and so, but this is where we're at. This is what we're doing, guys. We're like 10 minutes into this podcast, so I guess I can do the video of the week. And I feel like I've done this video before. I feel like I have. But the thing is, guys, one, when I did it, I don't know if I had the whole thing set up correctly, one, and then two, this is just such a great video, and it's so unique, so I thought I'd show it to you guys. So here we go.
If you've had any kind of erectile disorder problems, I'm here to tell you, forget about Viagra, forget about salads, forget about dick implants and all that stuff. So I don't know if you believe me or not, but if you like to see me smoke some meth with a small limp dick that doesn't get hard any other way, and watch it get harder and harder, the more I smoke, the harder my dick gets. It's unbelievable. Your dickhead becomes so sensitive that you don't need lube, you don't need spit. You just stroke that dickhead this up and down 4 times. Just barely do it, and you'll shoot an enormous amount of very thick, hot white cum. My brother didn't believe me, but when he smoked with me, he put out his dick. I couldn't believe how big his dick was. He jacked off in 4 strokes and shot the most cum he'd ever shot in his life. He's only 49, and he's fine. He has no neuropathy problems at all. But his dick gets even harder and thicker and even more cum. He believes me now.
Welcome to The John Show with your host, John Doogie Clouser.
Ain't that great? Isn't that great, guys? Yeah, so funny. Yeah, meth's crazy. It really is a wild thing. I have had someone who I used to call a friend, then got hooked on that shit and got, I've had 2 people in my life. I have actually 3 events. So, Aaron, Aaron's brother got hooked on that, and allegedly, I'm pretty sure it was that. It probably was other things too, but that was one of them. And he got on a high-speed chase with the cops, and then I had someone who I used to call a friend, and then they did the same thing, and they stole a bunch of money from one of our other friends who was letting them live in their house, and stole all their kids' savings money. It was crazy. It was a huge thing, and then burned a Mercedes. Yeah, we're pretty sure we did. They did that for the insurance money, so then they could do meth. I'm pretty sure that was the case, but that's all alleged. It's just wild. So just don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not funny. I don't even understand. I even have tried to ask. I was like, hey, what? What? When I was still in communication, I'm like, why meth? There's weed, there's alcohol. You can just do those 2 things, and I'll come and pick you up. Why you doing meth? And I never got an answer. But I tell you guys that story to tell you this story. So when I'm 36 now, so I was 25, 24, no, 23. I was 23 years old when this happened. I'm one of the reasons, and I'll tell you that I'm one of the reasons. That sounds like that should be the title of the podcast. Let me write that down. One of the reasons. Isn't that great? So I'm one of the reasons why people have to go and get somebody to get condoms and lube from Walmart now. So back then, I was I used to do this. Is all alleged, of course, because I don't do that stuff anymore. That's so fucking stupid now. But I would steal stupid shit candy bar. It all started with candy bars, and then lighters, or clips, clips for like car keys and stuff like that. Like whenever they would like start wearing down, I would never. They were like $1.75, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna steal this. And allegedly, of course, this is for a story. I'm writing this first. This was like a character for a story, and I don't know if I told you that part of that, and so what happened was, like, there was a time where, like, this is actually what happened because I did get caught. I was like, I'm not gonna pay this like $6 for this lube. And so what ended up happening was that I just I'm like, oh, I took it out of the box and put it in my pocket, and I ended up buying, I think I had to have told this story before, I ended up buying like over $230 worth of groceries. And then like they like obtained me, and a cop did, and he was like a 3-star general or 3-star corporate, I don't know, he had 3 stars on him, and he made an emphasis on telling me that. And he's like, hey, I could take you down. Technically, I'm supposed to take you downtown, and we're supposed to book you and, run you through the thing. But what I can do right now is just write you a ticket and then let you go. Because I asked him, was like, he's like, yeah, I'm going to have to arrest you. And I'm like, oh, I asked him, I'm like, what about my groceries? And he's like, you don't have anyone that can like take them for you? I'm like, nope. And he's like, shit. And he's like, how much did you buy? How much money? I'm like, $230. And he looked at the receipt, and he's like, and you couldn't just, all right, what I'm going to do is, I see these stars. That means like I have jurisdiction over most cops. Most cops wouldn't be able to do this for you. Most of them would have to take you down, or they would have to come and talk to me. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just write you a ticket and let you go. So I ended up, like, he wrote me a ticket, and then I went to court. And then like the person was like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put you on a 6-month parole. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so I went, then it was like, okay, then you have to take a class, or you have to meet with like a person, like a psychologist or someone with your head. And then they will like, they're supposed to, because this guy and I talked for like an hour, and then like my phone went off, like the alarm went off, and then it got like, it completely sidetracked him. And he was like, oh shit. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to let you go. And then he just like let me go. And then I went back to like the parole lady like the next month, because you have like a month to do that. And she's like, so did you go to class? I'm like, no, he never told me to go to class. He just, all that happened was like we just talked, and then he went, and she's like, damn it, Dave. And then like, so apparently this guy never ever would tell people to go to class, because he didn't want to be a bad guy. He didn't want to piss people off, because I guess he dealt with that, people like getting mad at him because they thought that like they would have to just go to this thing and that would be it. They didn't know that they had to end up like going and paying like $150 for this class, as well as like the fine. There's a whole bunch of like small things that you have to pay for. That's how they nickel and dime you on these things, and that's how they get you kind of in the system. And so if you don't pay it, it's just what sucks. And so I ended up doing that, and but like, so she's like, well, you have to do this class. I'm like, okay. And so she's like, there's a class tomorrow, can you do it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it starts at 12 p.m. Is that cool? I'm like, cool. So I went to it, and then like the guy was like, went on this whole thing about how like he used to do all these drugs, and he used to like he used to abuse women, or his wife. He hit her once, and then like he used to like just have like a bunch of sex with a bunch of different women all the time. He was like a sex addict and all this stuff. And this guy was like an overweight guy. He was probably like in his like probably late 50s. So that in itself was weird, and I just was like, oh, like, okay, this is kind of weird. I have no idea if he's being truthful, or he just like collected a bunch of different stories from different people to build this like this huge like Megatron of like what a sex addict could be, like, or like an addict could be. I don't know. My hands are fucking huge. Anyway, so I'm like, what the? I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then what happened after that, he was like, okay, now everyone's going to stand up one by one and you're going to introduce yourself and you're going to tell us like what you did. And he's like, the reason I'm doing that is because you're going to feel embarrassed, and, you know, it's supposed to like, you know, be a way of like taking ownership of what you did. And then like everyone would get up and they're like, hey, my name's such and such. Yeah, I was high on meth and I stole a bunch of meat. Like this guy tried to steal like 60 pounds of meat. It was crazy, out just through the front door. And this other lady was like, yeah, I got high on meth and I did a high speed chase, you know, after I stole a bunch of clothes. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because there's like these two girls and like they both did it together. And I'm like, you guys are just here together, still friends. Okay, cool. And then they got to me. And I'm like, hey, my name's John. I was at Walmart and I stole a thing of lube. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I stole a thing, like I think it was like a $6.50 thing of lube. And he's like, were you high on anything? I'm like, no. He's like, were you drunk? I'm like, nothing. Not even hadn't drank anything for weeks. Been working out a bunch, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I spent $230 worth of. I spent like $230 on groceries, and I just didn't want to buy this lube, and I put it in my pocket. I took it out of the box, and then I just put it in my pocket." And he's like, and everyone was like, "What?" And everyone was like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like, it was the most awkward. Like, you think there was awkward moments like growing up as a human. It's not as awkward as like, it's like, who? Because like there were people who would walk into the classroom, and the guy recognized them from previous times, like previous like classes that were supposed to be, that were like the exact same level, because like he would get a different charge, and like in that charge he would only get this level of punishment. So, and the point of it is like you just take the class over and over and over again, and then you have like this little one-on-one with them like for a few minutes, and then he just like signs like a piece of paper off. And he's like, when he did the one-on-one with me, he's like, so you just you just didn't want to do it. I'm like, dude, I was living in LA. I was doing a bunch of film stuff. My ex-girlfriend and I, we broke up. I'm just in a weird spot. Like, I'm just in a weird place. Like, right now, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm 23. And he's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, I'm just being stupid right now. And he's like, okay, that's honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm being honest. Like, I'm just like, I just have this like fuck you attitude. I have this like fuck you attitude right now. And I'm not saying it's a great thing to have. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have. I'm just saying this is what I have. And it was just, he just accepted the honesty, and then like just went back. And then the next day after that, I just went back to the pro thing. She signed it off, and she's like, okay, you're gonna get a letter in the mail saying like from this date, and then if you last to this date without getting in trouble or anything like that, then you'll be fine, and you won't face any charges or any jail time. And I'm like, bingo bongo. And I got the fuck out, and I left, and I didn't get in trouble. And then I got it after like the next month. So like the whole month of November, I couldn't do anything crazy. I just didn't do anything at all. I just went to work, went home, went to work, went home, went to work, went home. Just because if you just don't do anything crazy, well, I also went to the gym, but if you just don't do anything crazy during that time, you get off of it, and you can go back to doing whatever the fuck you want to do. That's what my mindset was. I never thought I never learned a whole bunch, but I did learn a bunch at the same time, because I just like, yeah, this is what I should do. I should just just be chill, like just chill the fuck out a little bit. And then, yeah, I just did that, and it was just fucking hilarious that I'm like, I can't believe this is a thing that I have to deal with because of a bottle of lube, fucking Astro lube. It's just fucking hilarious thinking about it still, and just being honest with this human being about, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just in a fucking shit mood, man. I'm just in a shit mood. I'm a young guy. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know how you've been here too, dude. If all those fucking stories are real, you just fucking told us. Craziness. It was fun. It was good times. It was so funny. It was so funny. Like, I feel like I did a pretty good job telling that story. And like, I got someone this week telling me like, your show sucks. It's like, well, no shit. It's a guy sitting in a fucking room doing a podcast. It's not anything crazy, you douche. Like, but it's always someone just like eating a sandwich, like with a sunset in the background, and they're never. And that's it. That's the only thing they have. Or they have a picture of a dog, and the dog, you don't know if it's their dog or if it's just like a picture of a dog from the street. And that should tell you something, that you're probably talking to bots, most of you, because it's what it is. Life is what life is. How much time do I have left? I have like 5 minutes left in this podcast. I don't even know. Should I even like do any of the videos? Should I do anything? I don't even know what. Mustache check. It's a stupid thing. I need to shave the shit off this thing. I was like, I'm gonna give this in November, and then I was like, maybe I should give it to the end of like December, and like keep it for my birthday. That I was thinking that too. I'm like, I don't know. I don't like it because it's really not bothering anything. It's just sitting there, Doesn't bother you, doesn't bother me. But yeah, this is where we're at, guys. Gosh, next episode is episode 300. Can you believe that? I honestly feel like I need to actually then have lights again. Because that's like the whole thing. Is like, when you get to episode 300, then you can like, you gotta go back up. You gotta up your ante again. But it's like, what is this? This is nothing. This is such a funny thing. But the person who gave this last episode a thumbs up, if you're watching, thank you. At this point, there's been someone who gave a thumbs up on this episode, and so I want to say thank you for that. It's fun. It's cool. I just do this because it's fun. It's so silly to do. It's so stupid to do. That's why I think it's funny. I don't care when someone says this thing sucks. It's like, yeah, I don't really. I always wanted to say, like, sit down, do this every week. You will get better at something, and sometimes you just need to do something just to do it, not to get adoration. Like, what's the word? Not to get like some sort of like praise, or like to like. Sometimes you just need to do something to like. It's hard and it's different, and you'll apply that to other things in your life. You'll realize that, like, hey, if you just put hard work into things, you can get better at other things. It's crazy how this works. It's crazy how things can work. It really is. Because I feel like I've gotten significantly better at just talking. Because I talk every week. I make myself do 30 minutes. And it's just practice. It's like strumming a guitar. If you strum a guitar every day, you're going to eventually get pretty good at strumming a fucking guitar. So it's the same kind of concept, and you can just apply it every day. But then also shows you how hard it is from like day one to like what next episode is going to be, episode 300. I've done 300 solo podcasts. Like, I've done well over 300 podcasts with other people. I've done like I've done like 1,000 podcasts. So like, but the fact that I'm going to get able to say I've done 300 by myself is pretty cool, I think. I don't know. I think it's kind of a unique thing to be able to say. And it's like not about the fact of doing it. It's the fact of like learning and being like, okay, look where you're at from episode 1 to episode 300. It's crazy. Like, you've kind of gotten better at speaking and telling a story. You can't speak and communicate with a woman for the life of you, but you can definitely tell a fucking story with a microphone in your hand. You're pretty comfortable with that. It's not hard. Cheers to that. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. Be happy. Dude, my life is great right now. It's pretty fun. Size of my throat, I guess you could say. Toots. Yeah. But I don't know if you guys are gonna mind if would you mind if I just cut out early here? We're just gonna end it here. I know it's about a minute 12 early, but I'm like, hey, guys, my throat. The throat goat needs to go lay down. Anyway, like I said, hope you guys are doing well. Be safe. Wash your hands. Look both ways. Tell your parents I said hi. And Good night.